I'm the Executive Director of the Canadian Centre for Bioethical Reform. My name is Stephanie Gray, and we are an educational pro-life group that exists to make abortion unthinkable, and more specifically we exist to end the killing in our lifetime. So we do a number of outreach projects where we engage the culture directly about who the preborn child is and what abortion does to that child, in order to shift the debate from an abstract notion of choice, which sounds good, and define abortion as what's being chosen, namely an act of violence which kills a baby. On May 29th, we are launching what we're calling the new Abortion Caravan, which is a cross-country tour that our team of 19 core staff, but over 20 young people who will be joining us, will be going from Western Canada, starting in Vancouver, all the way to Ottawa, to expose who the preborn child is, expose what abortion is, engage Canadians and really the world, we hope, in a debate about abortion so that we can end the killing and we can end it in our lifetime. And this caravan is so significant because what we're doing is we're taking an approach that abortion advocates did back in 1970, and a group of radical feminists in 1970 formulated what they called the Abortion Caravan, where they went from Vancouver to Ottawa and they had public graphic dramatizations of illegal abortions. They had women telling stories of illegal abortions and how they had been hurt, and they were really trying to raise public awareness about what they perceived as an injustice, and they had two goals in mind: repeal of the abortion laws and free abortion on demand. And 18 years later, those women got what they wanted. There was a repeal of the abortion laws, and in Canada we now have free abortion on demand, where the preborn may be killed through all 9 months of pregnancy, where it's paid for with our tax dollars, and where our Canadian government has even paid for women to be flown to the United States to have late-term abortions done here. So we see that they achieved what they wanted by confronting the culture, by using disturbing imagery. And so what we're doing is we're retracing the steps of these women. We're confronting the culture, and we're using disturbing imagery because abortion is a disturbing thing. And we're hoping that by that debate we can also achieve our 18-year plan, which is a plan we launched last year called End the Killing. And that's why I keep saying, because we're going to end it in our lifetime and we're going to do it by 2030. Well, you know, if you look at the 1970 Abortion Caravan, the women were really focused on Mother's Day. In fact, they planned on ending their campaign in Ottawa on Mother's Day, perversely trying to frame the abortion debate as a matter of women's rights. Our plan is to end the caravan on Canada Day in order to correctly frame the abortion debate as a matter of human rights. And so for anyone who maybe feels personally uncomfortable with abortion, I would challenge them to consider that this is a matter of human rights. And if someone is personally uncomfortable, I would ask the question, why? And if someone personally wouldn't have an abortion because it ends the life of an innocent human being, my next question would be, if you wouldn't end the life of an innocent human being, then why would you ever allow other people to end the lives of innocent human beings? If someone was going to harm a toddler, wouldn't you intervene to stop that act of injustice from occurring? Well, in the same way, pre-toddlers are being targeted, and that's preborn children in the form of embryos and fetuses who are just a little bit younger, less developed, and more dependent than toddlers. So if we not only would be personally opposed to the killing of toddlers, but we would proactively try to change the minds of the culture, shift public opinion so that we can shift public policy, we should do the same for the preborn. And so I would challenge people to go to our website, unmaskingchoice.ca, particularly go to our classroom. We've gone through a whole series of arguments in favor of abortion and shown what the logical, scientific, and philosophical responses are. And through that, we hope to convict people that we are all personally responsible to be a voice for the voiceless. And just as we would want someone to speak out in defense of us, we need to speak out in defense of the preborn. Maybe just one other thing I'd add is the reason that we do the very visual projects we do is not only because we live in a visual culture, but also because we have studied the history of successful social reform movements, such as the Civil Rights Movement, or the anti-child labor movement, or the abolitionist movement in Great Britain under the leadership of William Wilberforce and Thomas Clarkson. And as we studied all these movements, what we found is that they managed to achieve cultural transformation and managed to shift their societies from one which embraced injustice to one which rejected injustice by confronting the culture of their day with shocking imagery. And that's really formed the basis for why we take the approach we do. But we instill in our team the notion that we must be good ambassadors, that in communicating the very harsh reality of abortion, we need to communicate that harshness, which can't be changed because abortion's harsh, but communicate it in love. And we need to be good ambassadors by being Socratic, asking questions of people, being compassionate and empathetic, being good listeners, knowing that, as Dr. King once said, whom you would change, you must first love, and they must know that you love them.